Okay, this is Yeshua, the Torah made flesh. And many Christians today, they want to follow Jesus. And they want to follow him to the fullness of the Word of God. But they don't necessarily know what that means or how they can do it. In my research, it wasn't even research, the Lord just poured this out into me this week. I actually didn't have a class Thursday afternoon, and somehow the Lord just started pouring this out, and it is what it is. In Genesis chapter 1 verse 26, it says, God said, let us make man in our image, according to our likeness. In Colossians 3:9, verse 9 and 10, do not lie to one another, since you have put off the old man with his deeds, and put on the new man who is renewed in knowledge according to the image of him who created him. So God created Adam, the first man, to be an image of himself in his own likeness. And Yeshua came as an image and the example for us to follow as we shed the old man and we put on Messiah. In Ephesians chapter 4 it says, be renewed in spirit and in your mind, that you put on the new man which was created according to God in true righteousness and holiness. In Romans 13:14 it says, but put on the Lord Messiah Yeshua, and make no provision for the flesh to fulfill its lust. So, I can kind of explain this in a nutshell. The Lord, when I was a new believer, I didn't even understand really what was going on, but I had a dream. And in that dream, there was a box in front of me. And I could see things that were going on inside the box, but I didn't really know what was going on. And there was a man that was standing way off in the distance, and he was pointing at the box, and he was talking about all the things that were in the box, but he wasn't really close to the box. He just pointed and talked about the box. There was another man who stood on top of the box and preached about how he stood for what was in the box, and he'd stand on what God says. And then God told me, I want you to get inside the box. So, as believers, not just Messianic, but as Christians altogether, we need to learn what it means to get inside the box, to embrace the fullness of what God's blessing is for us. The perfect place to begin is in John chapter 1. John chapter 1, verses 1 through 5, it says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things were made through him, and without him nothing was made that was made. In him was life, and life was in the light of men. And the light shines in the darkness, and darkness could not comprehend it. This is going to be a twofold teaching. I'm not sure when I'm going to be able to cover the other half of it, but today we're going to focus on the Word. And then the next time I teach, maybe next month, maybe the month after that, I'll focus more on Yeshua, the light of the world. But John says that Yeshua is the Word of God, and all things were made through him. Now, I really want you to grab a hold of that, because there are two words in Greek that are translated as word. Rhema, which comes from the root word rheo, which means to command, or to speak, or to say. And the other is logos, which comes from the root word lego, which means to lay forth, or to bring forth. So, what John is saying here is, when the voice of Yeshua spoke, it spoke everything into existence. Everything that was made through him. It means every prophecy that was prophesied, where it says the word of the Lord, or the voice of the Lord, was spoken through Yeshua to the prophet. That also means that the Torah itself was spoken forth into existence through Yeshua to Moses and to the children of Israel. In Proverbs 30, it says, every word of God is pure. He he is a shield who is to put, or he is a shield to those who put their trust in him. Do not add to his words, lest he rebuke you, and you be found a liar. In Genesis 15:1 it says, after these things, the word of the Lord came to Abraham in a vision, saying, do not be afraid, Abraham, for I am your shield, your exceedingly great reward. Now, if you think of the exceedingly great reward from Abraham, the reward of Abraham was his seed.